All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to season 2 of the Raising the Bar podcast, where we storytell excellence in Queensland property. I've got Ethan Petrie from Ray White West End with me today. Mate, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, George. Excited to be here.
Mate, good to have you. Welcome to the Raising the Bar podcast, where we storytell excellence in Queensland property. I'm your host, George Sourris from Empire Legal. Ethan, fun fact, is 26 years old. Yep. And you are part of the Ray White Chairman's Elite.
Yep.
Meaning Ethan sells the top 1% out of all agents in the Ray White network, which is, mate, amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Especially at the young age of 26.
Thank you.
I hadn't even started being a lawyer at your age, so you're well into your career.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the real estate game?
I've been with Ray White West End for 3.5 years now.
Yep.
Just over. And then, I was probably about a year before that, did 6 months in property management and then 6 months in sales at the previous place.
It's about half a decade under your belt, roughly?
4.5 years, just over.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And now you're selling, last year by the stats I looked up, 142 odd properties you've sold in a 12-month period.
Yep.
It's like 3 a week every week.
Yep.
Mate, that's
you would know you get the contract.
Pretty impressive. Yeah. I see your name pop up a lot.
Yep.
I'm going to jump into our first question. According to realestate.com, in the last 12 months, 142 properties.
Yep.
So you started writing $100,000 roughly 3 years ago, and that figure now is 2.4 million.
Yep.
And for those playing at home, that's in commission, mate. That's more than a 20x increase in a very short amount of time. The whole point of this podcast is to storytell excellence, and just whoever may be listening out there that may want to end up being an Ethan Petrie, being a suburb specialist selling a lot of properties. Let's just talk about that a bit. What does that journey mean like for you from when you were writing 100K to now writing 2.4 million?
What I think I did more than anyone else was investing early. And I think a lot of people are actually scared of doing that. Not just time, but money as well. For the most part at the start, wasn't really actually making that much because I was putting a lot back in.
Okay, so reinvesting into the growth of your business.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
brand.
Everywhere. And just whatever I could sort of throw money at, that would or I thought would help. Obviously, there was a few things that didn't work, a few that did work, and I've kept doing those.
Trial and error, of course.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. The mentality for me was that I'm just going to make it work. I'm not a born salesman. Like when I first started, I was 22 with a lisp, right?
And you've never done sales before?
No. So I was just like, I got to do something, right? So the bigger thing like for me was just going to work more than everyone else, right?
Yep.
Try to work harder, do a bit more, and do the basics and do it more or less just as consistent as possible. Like the biggest thing in our industry and real estate and probably with lawyers as well is inconsistency, especially with doing the simple things. People always want that, I guess, quick way.
Yeah, the quick win.
The
quick win that doesn't exist, does it?
About it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not there.
Chasing the easy or the quick win, and which it never works out well. More or less playing the longer game, just doing the basics. Yeah.
I watch Tom Panos a lot. I like Tom Panos, and he talks a lot about just going back to those basics.
Yeah.
Are you making phone calls? Are you following up? There's not this following the shiny object down the road. It's actually just not going to get you there. They've proven time and time again, the guys that crush it do the basic stuff consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when listing a property and selling it, right, instead of focusing on, and a lot of people do, and I know I was guilty of it at the start as well, listing the property, you want to get it sold, right?
Yes.
Because we get paid when the property sells and settles, right? So trying to chase that. And I think that was the biggest shift with me, I guess, doing volume then was actually holding on to properties. And, if you've got more listings, it's not as stressful, I think, waiting for that next sale because you've got a few coming up anyway.
Right, as opposed to just having, say, 1 or 2 in the air and you're like, oh man, I need this to
sell. Needing the quick win, it means you're getting the property on the market, off the market in a week. Not enough time for people to really to see you. Yeah. And the results get affected, right? You're not getting the best price or the best outcome for the owner if you're on the market only for a week. That again was a big shift for me, moving the focus from getting the property sold quickly to actually making sure that we're doing it properly and get the best price.
Let's jump a bit deeper into that, right? Because we call it, you don't want to get commission breath. right? And that's one
that's
thing.
a Tom Panner sign,
Yeah. Like you can smell it. You can actually smell it a mile away. You can see on selling agent side, buying agent side, you can tell they just want to get this deal done versus is Ethan doing the best thing for me and my circumstances and my property, and do I trust him and do I like him? That's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Trust.
I had it. Yeah, 100%. I had it this morning on the phone with an owner. She said that she made a mistake last time of just selling it week 1, right?
Yep.
And I just said point blank, we don't do that. Unless if it's a crazy amount. And
Yeah, like this is wild.
My average days on market is 21 days, and that's mainly due to auction. But genuinely, like when we see it for the past 6 weeks, our best buyers have actually come through the day before the auction on the 3rd week. I would say
the dark horse that pops up right before.
80% of the time.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
It would be the day before, the weekend before, and that's week 2 or 3, right? So that just goes to show again. And they're always ones, winning at auction, you've got to be paying more than everyone else, right?
So why? Do you think it's just a matter of you need a certain amount of time on the market for the right people to find the property?
Yeah, well,
it's a balance, obviously.
Well, yeah, because we're in the area that we're in, right? It's volume market. There's always so many properties for sale. So,
which is West End, right? The 4101.
Yeah,
South Brisbane, West End.
Brisbane, Kangaroo Point's my main market.
Yeah,
but sort of inner city apartments. Like we sell all over.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a volume market. They're apartments, so people are looking at every 1-bedroom apartment for sale at any time, right?
Within that area.
Yeah.
There's a few products. It's not like there's 1 or 2 available. There's quite a few of these. Around.
Yeah. Go back a couple of years ago, at any one time in South Brisbane, a 1-bedroom, there was over 100 for sale. 1-bedroom apartments.
Wow.
We couldn't give them away at that point.
Proper buyer's market. It's very different now, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like we're hoping to get 1-bedrooms right now.
Yeah.
That's where the market is. A lot of people are looking to that point, is that people are buying quickly as well, and there's more buyers coming into the market every week because there's so many people. Your best buyer could be going through the motions of getting pre-approval at the moment and not looking at property until the next week.
So if we just refocus back on that journey, right? From Ethan Petrie 3 years ago, 100K commissions, now you're over the $2 million mark. You look at that journey, I know you spoke about just doing the basic things consistently. Mate, what else springs to mind? I'm just mindful if there's agents out there that are new in their journey that go, yep, this is a similar business model that I want to try and replicate. When you reflect, what else comes to mind?
The biggest ones is just I'm on the phone constantly. That's, I think, my biggest strength probably.
Not afraid to get on the phone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't do anything else. I personally don't think there is anything else to do apart from inspections, which are important. But yeah, it's just on the phone to buyers and sellers. More time I can spend on the phone to buyers and sellers, more time that I'm actually interacting with people.
Yes.
People that are buying and selling real estate, which is our core market of people that we want.
Mate, you make it sound so easy. Yeah.
People I want to know and people that want to know me, right?
Yeah.
So just doing that. And then another thing that we sort of implemented in Big Shift was just doing more inspections as well. That's probably been more in the past year or 2 that we started doing that.
Are we talking like appraisals for properties?
No, inspections, like open homes.
Oh, okay. So once you've got the listing, actually having it open more 100%. So you can get more people through the property.
100%. Right. So where possible, we double open, even triple open a property on a Saturday, morning and afternoon. Like we're doing between 10 to 20 inspections every weekend.
That is unique. You don't see many people doing that.
It's crazy to me. Buyers say to us all the time, you come through a 10 a.m. inspection, they're like, we didn't think we were going to make it because there was 5 others open.
Right. Whereas they got the opportunity to come to the afternoon slot 100%. Instead.
We actually get more people in the afternoon than we do in the morning. We're meeting double the people that way.
Man, it's such a good point. I remember when I was house hunting, I had that same problem. Out of these 2, we have to pick one to go to, and then you sort of knock out the chances. Whereas if you open it up again, that afternoon slot's probably going to be free, isn't it? Because everyone is jamming them into the mornings.
Yeah.
That's a cool point.
Everyone wants to be finished by lunch, right?
Yeah.
That's just it. Yeah. But we usually finish up at 3. After 3, that's when it becomes a bit dead, in all honesty. But it's sort of that early afternoon time after lunch, people are very active, still looking.
Yeah, you got all the families. Yeah. And if they're motivated buyers, they're going to be, they will come along.
Children's sport in the morning, for example.
True.
Can't necessarily make morning. But
Yep.
Just trying to accommodate a bit more, do that little bit extra.
Which is a unique point.
Yeah. And again, like we're meeting more people, more buyers for the property.
Yep.
It means that we give more opportunities as well, and we meet more people.
All comes back to those basics. More conversations is going to equal more results, more volume.
And it means more phone calls the next week.
Before we move on to the next point, let's just quickly talk a bit on the phone calls, right?
Yep.
Because I know lots of agents in our business. We mainly work with resi agents all around Brisbane and Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Man, did you ever have a fear of being on the phone? Because I know a lot of young agents are just petrified, especially, you know, I'm a bit of an older vintage than you. And if you look at the guys even younger than you, mate, phone calls are probably quite scary.
Oh, terrifying. Now it's my favorite part. I love just coming in and doing that because, again, I know that's what my whole business is made out of. But yeah, at the start, it's terrifying. I remember I would sit there for like 10 minutes looking at the property, looking at the address, looking at the owner, made sure I had their name right, finding out when they bought the property, how much they bought it for, what sold down the street, all this information, spending 10 minutes preparing for this phone call. Left a voicemail.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Takes the wind out of your sails a bit.
That sucked. And then I did it for the next one, and it was like 10 in a row. I'm like, well, I've just wasted 2 hours, spoken to no one. And then, like, genuinely, like, I think it's just about, once you're actually on the phone, it's not that bad. It's that fear, definitely, of actually doing it and talking and not wanting to say the wrong thing necessarily. But again, because I'm not that sort of born salesman, I'm just having a conversation with them for the most part. Genuinely, most of the time it's just, hey, what are you doing? We're just checking in with owners here in the building or on this street.
Yep. Adding value. Adding value, right?
Did you see that sale? We just sold X. Or did you have any plans? Like what's actually happening in your life?
Where are you at?
Yeah, pretty much. Genuinely just having a conversation, not asking for anything.
Yep.
I get enough cold calls myself from random stuff, right?
We all do.
And
Telstra and this and that, agents, everything, electricity, solar, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I genuinely just hate being that person on the phone and having to ask, why are you calling?
Yeah.
So
what do you want?
Just cut straight through it.
Yeah.
Hey, look, well, I was just calling with regards to your property.
Yep.
Did you see that sale? Did you have any plans?
Yep.
Cool. No, great. Well, thanks for your time. Bye.
Cool. Yeah, and you'll find your people, don't you? The ones that have interest and want to know will ask more questions, and the ones that don't, all right.
Yeah. Well, again, people want to know who you are, why you're calling. That's about it. Once they know that, they're going to make up their mind whether they want to talk to you or not.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
And don't push, right? Like, if I don't want to be on the phone, I don't want to be on the phone, right?
Yeah.
And if someone's on the other side, you can tell that they don't want to be on the phone. End it.
Yeah, true.
Don't push. That's how you're going to burn the relationships.
Yeah, and then like, that bloody Ethan bloke. That's not the vibe you want with your brand. You want to be like, oh, great. Yeah, he told me this stuff, or he respected that I was busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a period of time, like a calling block? How does Ethan Petrie do it?
Yeah. I'm usually in the office at 7 a.m. That's my admin time.
Yep.
27 and 8, then go for a quick coffee, come back in. Usually by 8:30 on the phone. And I have in my calendar blocked out, and this has been the same since I joined Ray White, 8:30 till 11 is just blocked out. That's just calling.
2.5 hour window.
Yeah. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every day except Thursday, because that's our auction day. And then in the afternoon as well. Usually I try and jam my appointments in around midday.
So this would be like appraisals or like inspections or whatever you've got, anything around that you need to go out for.
People are actually a bit more available around midday to do inspections, but other than that, people don't really want to be talking. That's their lunch break.
True.
People don't want to be on the phone necessarily. Yep. So I found that time for me was a bad time to be calling.
Yes.
Because people weren't as receptive. They've just gone on their lunch break.
They don't want to get between their food.
Yeah, they want to scroll on Instagram, right? I do too. So
you want that time having a bit of a break.
Yeah. Switch off. And then, it's afternoon, finish off the day. And then evenings for me is open homes, other inspections. I try and book everything for me after 5. Yeah. Like face to face if I'm seeing people. And that's where people are relaxed. It's the time that you can go see someone if they want to see you.
Yes.
Again, I try not to call anyone after 5 though as well, because that's our home time, right?
Yeah. And I guess if you reverse engineer it, I personally wouldn't want to be called after 5 unless you are already representing me. And I'd love to hear from you. Like, tell me about the property. But if you're in that sort of lead generation stage, you're right. It can sort of not always hit. So you're the 4101 and surrounding specialist. What's your go-to local cafe or restaurant? What do you like?
Cafe, easy, because it's literally next door to the office, so to Street Espresso.
And you have a piccolo, I remember.
Yeah. I'll bounce between. I mean, look, depends. I love long black, but just depends time of day more than anything. But look, they're just consistent, always open, good people as well. And good food and coffee. And
there's a big space at the back, which I only found out this week. So you can go and sit at the back with a laptop and do some work, and it's nice and chill.
There's people there all day. Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
So that's local knowledge, guys.
Yeah. Good vibe.
Yep. Just across the road from your office.
Yeah. Literally next door. Yeah. It's great.
Excellent. All right. Question 2. Oh, sorry, unless you want to go restaurant as well.
Oh, yeah.
You got to go to a restaurant?
Absolutely.
All right.
Can't go wrong. Rich and Rare and Yummas.
Yep.
Be out there.
Yep. Yummas, nice Greek restaurant. Very good.
The best. Yeah.
And Rich and Rare is underrated, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
A lot of people don't even really know about it. Everyone gets stuck on the SKs and the fat cows. I love Rich and Rare.
Well, Fat Cow, same owner. And same owner as Yummas too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tassis Group.
Unreal.
It's in West Village, right?
Yep, correct. Yep. Again, just good people, good service, good food. But yeah, Rich and Rare, extremely underrated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice work, Mr. Tassis.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Next question I've got is let's talk about your EBU. Yep. So I'll let you explain what an EBU is. I just want to know, what does that look like for the Ethan Petrie team? Is it you? Is there a team? What's it look like? And how's it work?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, effective business unit, team, whatever you want to really call it. And I think it's different for everyone because it comes down to what your strengths are and what you're good or bad at. I know myself, I'm not bad at admin. That's why I come in early to bang it out. I know it's better off for me doing it than someone else. Different for agents, and I know quite a few of them that are terrible with admin. Great agents, but terrible with admin.
I know really high-performing agents that don't even have a laptop. Yeah. They actually don't.
Can't do it.
Just they have their phone. Yeah. And the rest of the team does all of that other stuff
100%, which there's no right or wrong. It just comes down to what you're good at. So my team was mainly built around more support with volume more than anything, and in hindsight, I probably should have done it a lot sooner than I did. So I've got my offsider associate, Donovan. He'll be sort of moving out into his own sort of lead agent role within the team. He's been with me for about coming up to 1.5 years now. So again, on the phones with me, prospecting, doing exactly what I do on a day-to-day.
Okay, so similar tasks, just an extra person to help you manage the volume.
Yeah, just calling and then helping with open homes, the occasional inspection. If I've got something else on, throw him there. Then we've got Kira. She started at the start of the year. She is buyer's manager role. The second half to me and what I'm doing, driving people to open homes, helping with negotiations, and again, helping with that volume. Because we're meeting so many people on a weekend, on average, we'd meet between 100, 150 people every weekend, right? I can't talk to all of them every time all at once.
It's not possible,
She does follow up from the weekend, see who's interested, and again, just sort of just managing everything with me.
Okay, so you and Donovan mainly on the sales side, so managing the clients, the property, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's the buyer management. So just trying to suss out who's actually a genuine buyer, who's just having a look, hot, warm, cold.
Yeah. So Donovan and I stock in, try and find properties, managing that side, and then Kira stock out, right? Like managing that side. We obviously get involved with negotiations and everything. Donovan's got his own properties that he manages and handles as well. Those negotiating sides is all him. And then same with me on properties as well. I step in for negotiations, especially on auction day.
Yes.
But yeah, Kira's...
Which is Thursdays. That's your big... That's Thursday's game day.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Kira's managing that relationship. And I think it works really well. Again, it's sort of, good cop, bad cop sometimes, right? Like she gets them there. And then when it comes down to crunch time, we both go. That's been a huge change as well. Not just on the client side for me, like the vendor, helping with that relationship, but just making sure that everything's managed properly as well. Everyone's getting communicated with, everyone's getting the right information and on time as well. Because that, again, with volume, it just becomes about time management.
You'd obviously have systems to help, technology to help you guys with that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just be impossible. Like you can't just have a notepad and the amount of volume you guys are doing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Kira and Donovan have come in. Kira, you said, was this year. Donovan was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Kira's
before them, was it just you?
Oh, yeah. Before
Donovan, so you were managing everything?
Yeah, Donovan was the first. Had someone else start, but she left at the end of last year. So Kira was the new one coming in, but we restructured and reshaped that role because it was a bit all over the shop before that.
Yep.
And then Brooke started... a month after Kira earlier this year, and she is EA sales admin.
You took the next words out of my mouth. I was going to say, okay, so you guys are all doing agent capacity roles. I know you said you do your admin in the morning, but like surely a team with the volume you guys are doing needs more admin support.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so Brooke, she's more vendor communication. We have WhatsApp group chats for every property, quick responses and everything, because I'm on the fly most of the time, inspection calls. So if an owner needs a quick answer, Brooke's on top of it. She's an absolute machine, preparing all the contracts, making sure that we've got, especially with the new seller's disclosure, Brooke's on top of it.
That is a familiar name.
Yeah,
that is a familiar name.
She's chasing other people up, but yeah, that's her role.
That all boils down to one word, and that's just communication. Yeah. And we have the exact same challenges, especially with all this Form 2 sellers disclosure stuff. It's very topical.
Yeah.
Comms are so important in your game, in our game, in any human interaction, any business. It all comes down to communication. If we know something's not going to be done today and the deadline was today, you got to get on the phone and tell all the people involved saying, this isn't going to happen. How do we fix this? What's the solution? Yeah, that's where it all falls down, I reckon. People that don't communicate effectively.
100%. And that's why it's called an EBU, effective business unit.
Yeah, you guys are operating as a unit.
Yeah. Going back to point before Donovan, it was just me. And that's why I made the comment earlier as well about I should have done it a lot earlier. And I think a lot of people hold off doing it.
Why do you think that is?
Ego, for one, definitely. Not wanting to relinquish control. I'm doing it all myself. I think that was probably more me. Like, I could handle it. I was doing it. And I was very proud that I was doing what I was doing by myself. But it does get to the point where communication from me was slipping, I think, and I just needed that additional person to be able to say, hey, I need you to do this because I need to focus on this and getting that done. And having a team there is so important, especially for us selling apartments as well. At a minimum, you need 2 people at every inspection.
With apartments, you don't realize this until you have to do it. For example, one person downstairs at the elevator with a fob to get people upstairs while, say, you're upstairs talking to the people.
Yeah.
Without the second person, it's actually a logistical nightmare.
Oh, it's terrible.
Like buzz or you.
We still see it at the moment. We're selling an apartment building and we've got 3 of us rolling around, me in the apartment or me out the front talking to people. Someone else checking in, buzzing people up and down, someone showing the amenities up the top. And then there's another agent at the same time doing it open, and they've got this funny little sign on the door saying,
ring this number.
Ring the number.
Bit of a different experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it was funny once. They had the wrong apartment number there. I think they grabbed it from the wrong, they were obviously selling a few, grabbed the wrong one, so hit them the door. So we had everyone coming up to us being like, hey, like, how do we get up there? Like,
not me, man.
Not sure, but can you check this one out? What are you looking for? But it is really common. It comes down to investing into your own business and team. Minimum wage is what, 60 odd grand now. It's big hit when you say it out loud and thinking, oh, that 60 grand coming out of my pocket.
Yeah, but it's all investment. When you said right at the start about you just kept investing in yourself, in the business and the growth, that's all it is, right?
Yeah.
I used to do every conveyancing deal myself. Abby and I, when we first started, we were doing them all.
Yeah.
Now I can't do what we do, this business, without my team. No way in the world. I don't do deals anymore. I'm in a totally different sort of chapter of my business evolution.
Yeah.
Whereas, it was a hard journey to go, I'm going to let go of these referrers. Imagine if you'd been working with me for 6 years and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, mate, I'm not going to be your guy anymore. It's going to be Ali. And ironically, it is Ali that you work with mainly.
Yeah.
That was a hard adjustment for a lot of our referrers, but it's part of the game, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
It allows you to do what you're strong at. You want Ali running your deal. You actually do. You don't want me running it because I'm doing 100 other things.
Yeah.
There's, you got to put the right people in the right spots.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't imagine at the moment, and I still think about it, like, why was I doing all these contracts and like stupid stuff during the day? Especially at the moment, I couldn't imagine it with the new Form 2 and everything. It's so time consuming.
Yeah, but you don't know what you don't know in the moment. It's all part of the journey. I guess that's the lesson for the people listening, right? Is you've scaled up, you've grown your team, everyone's got their strengths and their processes, and that allows you guys to sell 150 properties in a year. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, on that note, please give us one hack or daily habit that keeps you sharp in basically a 24/7 business.
One hack.
You can have a few seconds to think. What do you think you do that just helps you, mate, not burn out? Sell properties, help people get good results?
Oh, like I said before, I actually love, everyone says that love your job, love your work, love your stuff. And then you see them posting and going out to lunch and, sort of not doing much here and that. I generally love coming in and being on the phone That to me actually excites me because that is, again, how the whole business has been built. And that's new business, future business, talking to people. And I think for me, structure's a huge thing. And that's why I have it blocked out in my calendar. I know what I'm doing during the day rather than just rolling in and be like, great, okay, who am I calling today? What am I actually doing? You know, oh, shoot, I've got that. Oh, I've got a lunch. I've got to go to that. Just having the same thing consistent every week. And that's the beauty of our process and options as well. We know every Thursday. That's what we're doing in the lead up to Thursday. We're gearing up for that, getting people ready.
You got a process built for that.
Yeah,
it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
I was only in your office recently seeing Luke, and that room is that's a powerhouse, isn't it?
Yeah,
that
it's great.
room in your office produces a spectacular results.
Yeah, it's unreal. But yeah, I think that's for me, just having the structure put in.
Back to basics, brother. Same thing.
Yeah,
it's just the structure.
Yeah.
Do you sit in your office on the phone or do you walk around up and down the street?
I'm
what do you
terrible
do?
for walking.
I love a good phone call walk.
Yeah, I'm really bad for it. I just roam around the office, really.
Okay, but you stay in the office and just cruise around.
Yeah. Well, we're on the corner of two main roads, so it's a bit noisy out there to go walk around. I do wander out there or into the car park every now and again, but I just roam around the office.
Okay.
I'll sit down for a bit, but usually it's just walking around.
What, AirPods in?
Yeah, AirPods in, just wandering around, annoying people, but yeah.
And then what, do you have to take notes after your conversations?
Yeah,
it's all on your phone.
Yeah, it's all on the phone. Ray White's invest a lot into technology and making life easy for people, so it's all our CRM. I've got the app on the phone and
great, you can put it straight in.
Yeah, and call from the app.
Yep.
Log the note straight away onto the next one.
Excellent. You can just focus on that conversation as opposed to mucking around with all the... Yeah, you don't need to reinvent that wheel.
Yeah, no.
That feeds into this last question I've got for you. How do you deal with the volume? I know we've sort of unpacked that already, but in particular, what tips do you have for new agents looking to build a business like yours?
Look, just focus. Again, don't sound boring, to basics. Focus on calls, focus on actually stuff that is going to build your business, not going out and doing stupid, tell us where.
Hey, you can say whatever you like.
Shit during the day.
Yeah, well, man, you're not out on yachts or playing golf or having 4-hour lunches at Hellenica every day. You're in that office with your team on the phones, getting results.
I live a very boring life, right? Like, I think it's how it should be. Like, it's go to work, I come home, I've got the 2 dogs and my partner, Alyssa. We spend time with the dogs and do that stuff, but then most of the time it's just spending time together at home. It's funny, I posted the first personal photo on my Instagram for a while, and it was still me in front of a signboard with my dog. We don't go out, do all that nonsense like a lot of people post about. Going to SK or Hellenica.
Every Friday.
Playing golf on a Friday morning too. It's not, for me, it's not what I want to be doing. It's a disservice to the clients that I do have at the moment. Like, I would hate to have them see that, right? It's like,
when
that's why you're not answering the phone.
Yeah. And they jump on your Instagram and it's like, oh man, that sort of sucks.
Yeah. They know that they call me, look, I'll be at the office. Unless if I'm at an inspection, look, they know where I'm going to be. It's just focusing on what's actually going to bring in business. It's getting your name out there. I remember when I first started, this was before Ray White, I just spent every day letterbox dropping. Like, my printing bill was huge. I was using a lot of paper.
Which is not sexy, right? You think about it now, you think about it and you look back and you go, man, I did some crazy stuff to get the results.
Yeah. Well, at the time, I was single as well, so I had nothing, like no life.
Double down on your career.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I would go home at 6 and I would be walking until like 8, 9 o'clock at night, just dropping shit in people's letterboxes. My main focus was just getting my face and name out there.
But you had the win-win. You're still getting your steps in. And you're feeling productive.
Very healthy, better than I am
what's
now.
the alternative? What's the alternative, mate? You sit at home, probably screen sucking, thinking about how you should be doing better. Whereas if you just get out and do it, it's very simple. I love the simplicity. I think we need to stop and realize for a sec, if you rewind 3 years ago, we're talking from 100K to 2.4 mil, that's 20 times better. Did you think 3 years ago when you were writing that amount, that in 3 years' time you'd be writing 20 times? Like, did you actually believe, is that an unrealistic dream and you're like, oh my God, I'm living a dream? Or were you like, man, I'm going to kill it and this is where I'm going to be? Like, what were your thoughts back then?
Look, I don't know. I just knew that I wanted to do that and do well. What that looked like, still unknown, right? Like, I didn't really have numbers or anything attached to it. I knew I wanted to do volume. I thought about it. I'm like, do I really want to be doing like,
prestige on the river, $10 million, or do you want to be a volume agent?
Oh, look, don't get me wrong. That's lovely, but
it's a whole different beast,
it's one
isn't
a month, right? Like, what are you doing for the extra 3 weeks of the month or whatever?
Probably play some golf or, it sounds like you genuinely enjoy the fast pace, hustle,
I like being
bustle.
busy. Yeah, I have to. I'm pulling my hair out if I'm not. I knew I wanted to do well. I just wanted to work and it's just doubled every year, which has been great.
Yeah, mate, it's exceptional.
Going back to just investing back, like whatever I would make, I'd be investing a good portion of it back into the business, and I still am. I think it's really important.
The long term. Yeah. You're not looking just at your nose here. You're looking down the line.
100%. Like, I'm not planning on getting out anytime soon, right?
And mate, you're just warming up.
At least another 10, 15 years, hopefully. We'll see how we go. I think it was just always that long-term goal. I didn't think it would happen this quickly, and don't get me wrong, glad it did. But now, at the moment, it's about, well, how do I not only keep this, how can I double it again this year?
And you've got a team now as well. Yeah. You've got responsibility with looking after them, with their careers and all that stuff. There's a bit going on.
Yeah.
On the back of that, and then we'll wrap this up with our final question, does Ethan Petrie have a personal life? Mate, sounds like you've got your routine, you got the dogs, you got your lady. Like, do you get out and do stuff, mate?
Yeah.
Take holidays?
No.
Are you a robot?
I'm trying. Yeah, big push at the moment is for me to actually take holidays. No, we don't. And I think, look, it's good because my partner, she's amazing, and like she's focusing on her career as well, which is good.
What industry is she in?
She finished uni project management. So for a water solutions company at the moment.
Okay.
So they're like doing the flood monitoring and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
cool.
She's progressing in that field. She finished her uni degree when we first started, and so that's what she's focusing on. We do want to travel and holiday more.
Yep.
My preference at the moment has just been building a business, especially while I'm young and got the energy to do it. Focus on that now, maybe in a few years' time, once everything's rolling smoothly, right, you can sort of take the foot off.
I think if you didn't do what you did, you wouldn't have the results that you have, right? It's my dad says it all the time. He goes, you get out what you put in.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's directly proportional. I remember being at uni, and it's like, if you don't study, you get a shit result. If you do study, it's pretty funny, you get a good result. It's the same thing with your business. The more you invest into your business and your team and your people, the better the result you get.
And that's why I chose real estate in the end. I was just looking for a career. I sort of just fell into it like I think most people do. Looking for a career that was exactly like I was working 2 or 3 jobs at a time. I loved working because I wanted to earn more. And real estate was that field where, you could get in and you get out what you're putting.
Look what the rewards you want from your hard work.
You can earn more, and you'll be rewarded by doing that. Like I think Tom Panos says it, or someone says it. Real estate, you're either the lowest earning for the low amount of work or the highest earning for the most amount of work.
They say that 20% of the agents write 80% of the business. 100%. Literally. So 20% yield 80% of the results, and then the remaining 80% are fighting over the 20%. So once you sort of jump up and you've got that profile, people know who you are. Would people they'd call you? I've seen your signs, I've seen your results, I want to talk to you.
I got to that point. It was maybe end of last year, probably a year ago. That's when I started noticing it, and we started keeping track of it, like where everything was coming from. And a good 80% was people actually getting in touch with me one way or another.
Attraction agent.
Which was really cool to see, based on a number of things from us actually calling and being in touch consistently. The billboards or
the marketing engine doing its job.
Or even just the results. And I think like most of it generally comes down to actually having more properties for sale and selling more. I think people actually seeing what you're doing is a huge, huge thing. Oh,
visibility is huge. We talk about it all the time with our business because obviously conveyancing's maybe not the sexiest topic in the world. And if you get on Instagram, I'm sure there's much better ways to entertain yourselves, from cars to boats to all the rest. If you're a bloke or if you're a girl, makeup and all that jazz. We say all the time, how can we cut through? And mate, it's just about putting your name out there and getting out there. And then the more consistently people see it and they build the trust, and you'd probably be able to walk down the street now and people would know who you are. Whereas a few years ago, I bet that wasn't the case.
Again, because I live locally, like it's really cool actually being able to go out and say hey to a lot of people every time we go out, whether they've been buying or selling.
Like you literally bump into them in the street. Help buy and sell because you're living in the area that you're working in.
It's great. I've got lot of family and friends and that come to Brisbane, and the first thing they say when we catch up again, I saw your billboard. Like, great. Doing a job.
Here's the irony. I remember a few months ago, you had one in West End, just near the bridge there.
Yeah.
And I messaged you. I took a photo.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, your billboard's there. So it works.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, repetition builds trust, right? And yeah, the combination of them seeing me there, seeing me on realestate.com in the letterbox, and me calling the next day, right? It's just a combination of everything. They're like, oh shit, this guy's he's on top of it, right? And I think that pays dividends, right?
But for anyone listening out there, I think when you look at the common themes we've spoken about here, just comes back to doing the basics.
Yeah, do more of them.
Yeah. You're not chasing the shiny ball down the road. You're just doing what has to be done to open up more conversations, to open up more doors, talk to more people.
Yeah, 100%.
I've got one final question for you, which we ask everyone on the show. You probably don't know about this, but here we go. So we're here to raise the bar, right? The whole point of this podcast is storytelling excellence in Queensland property. Mate, it's evident that you're excellent. Your career's only warming up and you're just crushing it. You can have a few seconds to think if you need it, but just one golden nugget of advice. It doesn't have to necessarily be real estate related or business related. It can be personal. Just one thing you think to the audience we have that's helped Ethan Petrie in his life that you would pass on to someone out there. Have a few seconds to think, and when you're ready, shoot. Just one bit of value add that's helped you in your life.
Yeah. I mean, I was literally just going to say, we spoke about it a couple of days ago when you came in, just not chasing the quick wins. And I know we spoke about it earlier today. That's been probably the biggest thing for me, shifting the focus from, again, chasing that paycheck or the commission, whatever it is, and actually just, going back to basics. So it's by far been the biggest thing, shifting that focus. Not only reputation gets better, the results and what you actually do gets better, and just focusing on that.
Mate, I love that. The thing springing to mind for me is there's all these people now trying to pick the next crypto thing the next whatever, the day trading stocks to be an overnight millionaire. And look, I actually know one bloke that did it. He made an absolute packet and he, just crushed it. Yeah. But everybody else that has tried it has lost all their money.
More that didn't.
And you look at, these people, like I've got a few mentors myself, and it's a very slow and steady race. They bought one unit, then they bought a second unit, then they bought a third unit, then a fourth, then they're in the whole building eventually.
Yeah.
And that started from basics, discipline, long game.
Yeah, 100%. And look, they're buying and selling property, right? That's the one given way that you can make money. Like with
bricks and mortar is tried and tested. Yes.
Well, instead of investing 50 grand into crypto, why not buy an apartment somewhere, rent it out, you've got passive income, and sell it off in a few years. You'll make more that way, safer for one. And then that's again been a big thing for me, is just trying to buy property, right? Like it's actually baffling and crazy to me how many real estate agents actually haven't bought and sold a property themselves. Like it's actually like you can find all this information out whether they own a property, right?
Very easy to look that up online.
Yeah, there's so many of them that don't. And not sort of understanding that. I've gone through the process a few times now, and buying a property sucks. Like dealing with the amount of times that I, made offers, signed contracts as well, and then nothing. Like you think, oh, I'm signing a contract, great. Property's mine. Sign a contract, then get a text at 8 o'clock last night saying, yep, property sold to someone else. Thumbs up.
Different journey on the other side.
It's just like, well, I understand the frustration, right? And again, that's probably helped me a lot as well. Being able to actually reciprocate with buyers the experience that they're having and be like, I know, let's try and avoid that. But definitely look, getting into the property markets,
you're practicing what you preach.
100%.
Yeah. I personally love property as well.
Yeah, it's great.
It's yielded great. I'm only, young in my journey, and it's yielded good results already.
Yeah, 100%.
Look, in saying that, you can do good stuff with shares too, like not bashing shares, but we're obviously property heads and we believe in it. And I think it boils down to what you know. Like I'm not going to go and buy shares confidently because I just don't have the knowledge. Yeah. Whereas I live and breathe property. You mate, sounds like you live and breathe property through and through. Yeah, you know it.
Yeah. I've tried shares, like to your point, like I don't get it. Still got money in there, but
Me too, and they
don't
haven't
look
done
at it 'cause
particularly
it
well.
upsets me every time. But
Yeah, I'm like, man, I wish I just rolled that into a property.
yeah,
Such is life.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, looking at the market now, we all should have bought more. So
Yeah, if you're watching this now, buy now.
yeah,
We've got the 5% guarantee coming in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what, in a month? Already
yeah.
in September. It's
First of
happening
October, yeah.
happening in less than a month now.
Yeah,
Where,
crazy.
yeah, so if you're a first home buyer and you haven't heard about this, look it up. 5% guarantee scheme, where you can buy a property with only 5% down, which shortcuts the barrier to entry by years.
Yeah, yeah. And
Very
what
cool.
threshold going up to $1 million for first home buyers?
Yes, in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, I mean, if you are a first home buyer and you're looking for an inner city apartment, Ethan could have a product. But mate, I think we wrap that up there. Thank you. I will put in the social channels ways that people can find you if they need to get in touch. And thanks for your advice and for your time. And
Thank you.
I will be very keen to sit here in a few years and see what's going on in the Ethan Petrie world. It'll be pretty impressive.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you.